What's going on, YouTube? It's Sensei, a place to be chill, Mr. A&D, and not Deion Sanders for prime time.
What's up, y'all? It's me, the PRIME.
We are back now for the Wednesday Night War. So, usually we do the Wednesday Night War right after Dynamite goes off the air, but we had a little situation, so we couldn't do it then. So, we are recording Dynamite the same night that Rampage just went off the air. So, obviously, the cat's already out the bag live that we already know CM Punk is here. So, unfortunately, you know what I'm saying? So, we're not going to be talking in past tense about that. I just want to put it out there. But we got NXT and AEW this week. NXT, we see a development in IN-DEX. Do we like it? And, of course, a pull-apart brawl, which probably made me go look at. I was like, yeah, it needs work. And then we go over to AEW, obviously, where we are at Labor number 5 when it comes to Chris Jericho, and a very special moment for Sammy Guevara. So which show did better this week? Well, let's start off with NXT. So it's Tuesday night, and you know what that means. So here we go for Tuesday night, and we are starting off with hold on, I'm making sure I get this right. Oh yeah, Diamond Mine, or whatever is left of Diamond Mine, are making their way to the ring. So more Michael Bivens and Roderick Strong here. So, but Roderick Strong is going to go 1-on-1 against Ilya Dragunov, just to get him some a good matchup before he goes out and has a match with Walter. So this was as a good match as you can expect, because Roderick Strong, good worker, and of course Dragunov, good worker as well. And then Roderick Strong hits the snap jerk suplex for another, and but then he blocks it, and then he gives but Strong gives him the elbows, and then he's like forearms and dives, stuff like that. But this looked like weird. Something happened in the match. Where was it? Dragunov started bleeding, like he got busted open the hard way.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, he had Crimson Mask on.
He does do headbutt stuff.
Oh, okay. So he probably opened up the hard way, and then Strong runs into him, and then he gives a knee to his face, and then bounces off the ropes and hits him with his torpedo Moskov, which it kind of looks sloppy for me to see what the damage was when he hit it, but I was like, okay, sure, because like I said, I don't watch NXT UK, so I don't necessarily know, how the days are supposed to be going. But so, how was it for you, Brian?
It was it was all right. I didn't really care, honestly.
Do you care about him versus Walter on Sunday?
Kinda.
What you talking? That's gonna be that's probably gonna be the second best match on the card, if not the first.
It could be the best match, but I'm just not feeling the build.
Oh,
you can have Undertaker versus Shawn Michaels with no build. I probably wouldn't be excited. It's just
that is some biggity bullshit, because Shawn Michaels Undertaker is the name alone sells that.
Okay, that might have been a bad
example.
They show time and time again, but I'm saying this build is just not getting to me. Just like how Cole and O'Reilly is supposed to be a great match and still to show, the build is just not getting to me.
I feel you. Well, speaking of Cole O'Reilly, we do get a video package of Kyle O'Reilly taking on Adam Cole. It's a pretty good video package. Then we got Hit Row make their way to the ring, and then they cut a promo about Santos Escobar and Legado del Fantasma, and then Santos comes up on the screen and says, "You know what? I got it. You made sense when you burned the mask at the top. Respect culture. So this grill, I probably should give. Give it back to you." And then Swerve was just like, he's meet me out of the parking lot, Bob. Just be me and you. He told him say less. So he goes out there. Of course, Santos is lying. Then, of course, the girls from Fantasma come out there, jump Swerve. But then here comes Hit Row. And start beating them up. I like how B-Fab grabs the pipe and just starts hitting, all members of Legado del Fantasma, and then Top Dog just throwing him against everything. So, it was cool. He sat there, got his girl back as they beat him down. I need to see the match between him and Santos. That joint will be dope. Got a personal opinion. So I'm listening.
So what are they? So this whole feud was for grills and not for the title.
It wasn't about. It's about representation, basically, and culture. That's what I'm getting from the rivalry. And besides, the Legado Fantasma did cost Hero in contentions for the tag team championships. So
they have a title.
But he said he wants a shot at the North American Championship. He said that earlier in the rivalry. We just haven't gone
in the rivalry, like a whole 2 months ago.
Look, I know we haven't got back to it, but that's obviously what they're going to build up to with Swerve taking on Santos. But obviously they can't do it at this takeover. It's going to have to be at the next one.
That's the thing. They built it up like it was going to happen at this takeover. Look, to then just not even have it at this takeover. It's the secondary title. Supposedly the secondary title, and it's just not important for the takeover.
Look. You know we got to have room for UK and Cameron Grimes.
Well, we didn't have to have room for UK. And we definitely don't have to have room for Cameron Grimes.
Cameron Grimes too.
You mean to tell me this secondary quote unquote championship is less important than Ted DiBiase and Cameron Grimes fighting over a Butler?
I mean, I agree with you, but I'm just being sarcastic at the moment.
I hate Cameron Grimes.
Oh, well, good, because he comes up next because this guy Cameron Grimes taking on Josh Briggs as we have LA Knight sitting at the announce table while this is happening. Cameron dives at him being called, and then Cameron Grimes hits with the running forearm drops, and then hits the cave in to this guy and picks up the win. So LA Knight gets pissed. Hits DiBiase, who's out there on the announce table also. Grimes comes out there to check to see what's going on, and then Knight takes him out. So he's holding the $1 million championship and punches him and stuff like that, and that's how it ends. So yes, I would like to see Swerve versus Santos over this matchup, but I think it'll still be a decent match. It's LA Knight, and Cameron Grimes is not a bad wrestler.
He's not, but it's just still needs something.
Yeah, he said it needs what? Here go that $1 million championship.
That they don't even reference on the show at all.
Look, I feel you. Indy Hartwell is backstage with Gargano and Candice LeRae. Indy says her relationship with Loomis has been going great. It even took a hot air balloon ride. Gargano says that pretty ball to be fair. Indy says that she's ready to take the relationship to the next level. But Gargano's like, no, you cannot do that.
Did you not hear the line that they said it was that later in the night?
And which one?
The one where he was like, how did you enjoy the cake? And she said he even had room for pie.
Yeah. That was this one.
Okay.
Yeah, that was that was this one, because he asked about how the cake splash. He said he'd love to even have room for pie. That was funny. I thought that was a great line. So now we get a mixed tag match because I didn't care too much about the Io Shirai and Zoe Stark stuff backstage.
They've been a tag team for like 2 months and hasn't even been on the show.
I'm like, yo, like, Jesus, because I was like, oh, I forgot they were the NXT Tag Team Champions. I forgot they were the Women's Tag Team Champions.
Mm-hmm.
And there's no women left for the challenge. But Dexter Lumis and Indy Hartwell taking on Robert Stone and Jessica May with Frankie Monet out there. First of all, it's good to see Robbie E back wrestling. But he was more...
Yeah, but they treat him like he's stupid, which I'm like, come on.
Yes, he was treated like a straight joke character in this one. Even like the whole cross body spot where he goes out there, there's nobody there. It's like, yeah, Beth gets a good laugh out of it. And then Jessica May tries to hit Dexter Lumis in the face, but then Indy Hartwell comes and beats her up, and then she has her in the ring, give her the rock bottom type thing, and then puts her in that Dexter Lumis style choke, just like Lumis is putting Robbie E on that choke on the outside. So after the match, Indy Hartwell crosses to the ring. Dexter crosses to the ring, and then they kind of crawl, meet each other, and then she goes backwards. And Beth, it's like, where's she going? Indy gets a box. She comes in there and she proposes. She proposes to Dexter Lumis. Lumis nods and puts the ring on his finger. They kiss, and IN-DEX are officially engaged. So that means we're about to have a wedding segment on NXT. This may be, is this the first wedding on NXT?
Yes, and unfortunately Vince is in charge of it, so we know how it's going to turn out.
Why did you remind me? Because I thought this is going to probably be something good, but now you just
do you not remember the name Takeover The End? Do you not recall that?
Yeah.
Vince meant the end.
So Dynamite was backstage, and Michael Bivens says Dragunov is a heavyweight, not a cruiserweight. So as far as he's concerned, that match never took place. Strong says a guaranteed title shot against Kushida. Raquel Gonzalez and Dakota Kai interview with the whole split screen by Beth Phoenix type thing. And then Raquel
looking great with this new hairstyle, by the way.
Who, Dakota Kai?
Yeah.
Yes, I do agree with you on that one. She knew what she was getting into. If Dakota portrayed her best friend with Tegan, now she'd do the same thing to her at her point. And then, but Dakota Kai was saying that you wasn't sure that I was gonna kick you in the face a couple weeks ago. And then Raquel said, "Well, who are you going? You gonna get other Raquel Gonzalez to watch your back?" And but Dakota Kai saying, "Look, she is the reason why she made her a superstar." And from the way things are going, I'm thinking Dakota Kai gonna win this championship.
I don't know. We'll see. I don't know how it's going right now.
Yeah, or as Dakota calls Raquel the sidekick. So now we had the semifinal. Carmelo Hayes taking on Duke Hudson. Who's going to meet what's his name? Odyssey Jones in the finals. Well, good matchup here. Carmelo Hayes is sitting there doing all the good stuff here. I like the Hudson guy, but then Carmelo Hayes does like a little springboard, kind of like the one final beat that Gargano does to the DDT on the apron. But Homeboy don't take it right, and his face gets planted right on the apron. Did you see that?
Yeah, I did.
And I was just like, oh, that he fucked that whole thing up. So, but after that, Carmelo goes to the top rope, hits the flying famouser for the win. He needs another finishing move.
Yes. Yes, he does.
I don't like that finishing move. First of all, and the way he does it is like the way Cena does it. And I hate the way Cena used to do that flying famouser.
It's just, first of all, famouser, in hindsight, it makes sense, but it doesn't. And you kick him in the gut, and then you run all the way to the ropes and hope that they're still bending down to then go over them, jump over them, and then jump on them.
Look.
So if you kick them in the gut, climb all the way to the top rope, and expect them to still be bent down while you all the way climb to the top rope.
Yeah, I never got it. Well, see, this one credit I will give Billy Gunn. I like the way Billy Gunn did the famouser. He kicked you, and then first of all, it was meant to show his hops. And he would jump up and then just bring the leg down on your neck. And he wouldn't even do like a full leg drop. He would he kind of lean to the side with it. And it just looked pretty. The best famous he ever did was when he gave Bubba Ray the famous through the table. And he leaped up in the air. And I was like, yo, this boy got some hops. He used to play basketball. And he leaped up in there and gave him the famous through the table. That was great. But when Cena started doing that flying famous, he's just like straight legged through the air. Like an action figure. That's how Carmelo Hayes looks. And Carmelo Hayes is more agile than John Cena is.
Are you sure about that?
Yeah, I'm sure about that. So I was just like, he needs another finishing move. I didn't see the Ted DiBiase Cameron Grimes stuff backstage. But he said I know. He
basically gave him a pep talk.
Yeah, because they're going to the moon. MSK is taking on Imperium for the tag team championships because okay, we're gonna do this match now, And the match is a simple MSK, pretty good matchup. Hot. Honestly, I gotta know these guys' names from like back and forth. Now I think I missed the end of this matchup because oh no, that's right, because MSK guys they hit that blockbuster for the win. Their top rope blockbuster. After the match, Walter comes down and like gives a terrible apron powerbomb to one of the members of MSK. And I was like, he could have did a better one. Kevin Owens does better powerbombs than that on the apron. Takes them out. Then goes in there because Dragunov tries to come down and he tries to help out and beat Walter. But Walter takes him out and Imperium stands tall on NXT. That's why I think Dragunov may actually win the thing on Sunday.
I mean, if he wins, and that means Walter gets to come to NXT to fight Joe, I'm all for it.
Cool. Samoa Joe comes out to the ring and is pissed off at Cross. Says venom runs through his lips when he talks about carrying Cross. You're looking forward to the moment. And Cross comes out to the ramp and says this isn't about him or Joe. It's about the future of the brand. And Cross brings security guards, real heel shit to do. I was like, well, your character is changing because you just went down there and brawled with him. That's what I was like. I'm like, I don't want Karrion Kross to be this natural or not natural, this generic heel. Like bring out security guards first of all because Karrion Kross when he was booked, he don't need security guards. They need to get
this. First of all, the security guard thing was stupid. How you gonna say the security guards are here for you for your safety, and then just walk past the security guards to get in the fight anyway? What's the point of security guards being there if you're just gonna get into, like? What's the point of you saying I'm bringing these security guards out to then not use them?
See, the best thing is remember when Brock and Undertaker just started fighting in the ring, and the
fight, and they came out,
and everybody came out as they were, and they started fighting.
Yeah, they didn't bring out the security guards first and say we're bringing these security guards out because you're not gonna, because you're gonna need them. First of all, why are you gonna need security guards if you're gonna quote unquote supposed to be beating him up? Why do you need security guards? You mean you need EMTs, not security guards?
That's why it's better when you get the wrestlers. So the security guards came down to the ring, and then Joe beat them up.
They were wrestlers, all right.
Yeah. Joe beat him up, dives to the ropes and takes them all out. Then him and Cross get into the fight, so they have like a very pull apart type fight.
It was sloppy battle.
It was a sloppy battle. Then they start taking. He goes up to the NXT table, knocks him down. They go out to the like the little CWC crowd, and Joe kind of like spears Cross through the barricade twice so it could fall in the plexiglass, so they can kind of all fall. Security's not doing a good job stopping this shit at all. So I was, well, at least what they were supposed to be doing. So that's the way NXT went off this week.
Yeah. First of all, do you like pull apart brawls or not? Because like, I like pull apart brawls if they're done right. Other than the one for Undertaker and Brock, which ones have you liked?
I've liked Austin Rock from back in the day.
Okay.
Because they had a couple good pull apart brawls. I liked an underrated one, Kane and The Rock from backstage.
Mm-hmm.
They had a good pull apart brawl, and like Kane slapped The Rock so hard his sunglasses flew off and shit. Like, yo, that they fight it. So
all the dudes that you're naming are from the earlier days of pull aparts because it seemed like every few had that like. Other than Brock and Undertaker, if it's not in the old days, I don't think it's been a good pull apart. I'm just being honest.
Gotcha.
Cena and Brock wasn't good to me. CM Punk and The Rock was terrible to me. Goldberg and Brock wasn't that good. It's just.
Goldberg and Brock wasn't that good because they had I do agree that when you bring the security out there, it's like it's dumb because they're obviously there just to get beaten up. But when you have the locker room come out to try to break y'all up, I think that's when the pull apart is good. I think when the locker room is breaking them up and they gotta really like break apart the wrestlers opposed to this fake ass security because obviously it's like the security is just almost laughable now that they're just there to get beat up. But it's all good though. It's time to go on to AEW Dynamite from August 18th, 2021. It is Wednesday, and you do know what that means. I'm not gonna get a Jim Ross love over there, bro.
And not at all.
Not at all. Okay, well.
And first of all, since we already know this, and I didn't even mention this, I see him on Twitter talking about flight to Chicago, and in my mind I was like, why is he taking the flight to Chicago? Like, he's not commentating. It turns out. Because I'm like, because last week he was watching the show from his house, and this week I'm like, why is he flying to Chicago? I guess he just want to see Funk in person, I guess, but no, it's much worse.
He said, swerved you.
Mm-hmm.
Swerved you because said, hey, look, the flight to Chicago with JR's barbecue sauce, you know what that means.
Yep, it's gonna be. Yeah, man. I don't even know you seen that yet, but I ain't gonna mention it.
Okay.
It's gonna be like Ric Flair. That's all I'm gonna say.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. I know what you're talking about.
Woo!
John Moxley kicks a walk out towards the ring to kick off the show. 2.0, and Dan Garcia ambushed Moxley Kingston. Dan Garcia took out the leg of Moxley with a lead pipe, and a 2.0 double team Kingston.
Oh, makes sense. Wow, that makes sense.
I missed it. Teach me.
Because he hit him in the leg with the pipe, and then on Rampage, he kept attacking the leg, doing leg submissions.
Oh yeah, it does make sense. So, but then
you see how they do little details.
Yeah, I like little details. It's called storytelling.
Yes.
Yeah. So, 2.0 didn't want to wait no longer, so they say, you know what? We want our Sting and Darby Allin match right now. Texas Tornado Tag, the Icon Sting and Darby Allin take on 2.0. Sting's first wrestling match on TNT in 20 years since retiring Ric Flair from WCW. Face Ric Flair on the last WCW show. So, here's my issue with the match. Did I like the match? Sure. And I was like, did Sting do the right amount of it? Sure. Me personally, I like to see the younger guy get the win. Absolutely. But I guess I understand it. But I'm sorry. You're probably not going to agree with me on this one. But Sting no selling 60-year-old Sting no selling a powerbomb through a table. I don't care if this is the Sting wake up. I don't care. It's kind of like when you got 70-some-year-old Hulk Hogan talking about stuff. What you going to do? And he's hulking up. Like, you serious? Like, are you fucking serious? Like, I got to sell for this shit?
I think at certain times it's necessary. I think at this time it was necessary. I'm not necessary, but I think at this time it's passable. I'm gonna tell you why. It's because it's 2.0. This ain't Brian Cage parrying him, bombing him through a table. This ain't Omega. This ain't Lance Archer. This is 2.0. Give him a powerbomb through a table. So I think if they want to do the wake up time there, it's passable if they're the ones putting him through the table.
Okay.
But well, if it's somebody like say if he got if Team 3D was to come and give him a 3D through the table and he no sold it, then of course that's not gonna fly. But 2.0, it can fly. Okay. In my book.
Fair. Darby gets a front drop kick right into to 2.0, right to Sting. Does double Scorpion death drops and then does a double Scorpion lock.
Yeah, I didn't like that.
And then they tapped out, and I'm just like, oh, my God, we giving Sting wins now. This whole thing was built around Sting, so Sting was gonna get the pin, even though I would rather Darby get it because he's younger. But this whole episode was about just being Sting's first match on Dynamite on TNT in 20 years. So he was going to have a big showing. Fair. So we got Sammy Guevara has a big announcement, and it's not about Fuego del Sol. But yeah. Sammy wanted to bring his girlfriend to ring. I think this is his actual girlfriend, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and proposed to her.
They having what? Don't you think they having people that play? You think it's WWE?
I was like, is that really his girlfriend, or he just doing this for storyline? I'm like, oh no, he proposed to his girlfriend.
No, he proposed to it before the show went on there.
Oh, okay. Yeah, well, that was nice. So, I hope he doesn't, what to her. But anyway,
it was his hometown. I think he already did. But I think it's his home. Oh wait, are we talking about different people? Because what can mean different people. Which
I'm just talking about Sam and his comments from what got him suspended.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant either that or the same thing.
No. But then we got a match between Shawn Spears taking on Sammy Guevara. When did this become a no disqualification match? I don't know. But they had they was in the matchup, and then they put one of them steel guardrails right across the bridge from the guardrail to the ring, and then it first looked like Sam's would do a Spanish fly through it. I was like, that would have been stupid. Don't do that. But instead, he did. Shawn Spears gives him the finger. He gives him a cutter into the ring. So after the cutter, he kicks out. I'm like, okay, we're going obviously get to the spot where the guardrail's at. So Sammy,
the cutter should have been there.
It should have, but I was
he did just give him a cutter. He gave him a cutter from the top, from the tippy top.
I agree, but once again, I was like, all right, fine. If I gotta make this believable, this is gonna be the nail in the coffin for this feud, fine, because they still have to use the spot with the steel grate, the steel gate. So Sammy gives Shawn Spears a Death Valley driver, or an axe just whatever you want to call it, on this gate. It bends. He brings him into the ring.
630.
Hits a 630. Okay, and this one was a stiff 630. Because even Ricochet on McBee hit him with the whole body like that. And Shawn Spears kicks out. That right there, I was toned out the match. I was tuned out.
Yeah, I don't even know how it ended.
I remember how it ended because Sammy ended up giving Shawn Spears his go to hell finishing move.
Yeah, but I just don't. That's how I ain't like that. Because not only did you kick out of a top rope cutter, you kicked out of a Death Valley driver to the steel and a 630 and kicked out of that too. That's way too much for Shawn Spears.
Exactly. For Shawn, first of all, it ain't even a big time match. There's no championship on the line. There's no big time feel to this matchup. But you got Shawn Spears kicking out of not a top rope cutter, a Death Valley driver onto a metal gate along with a 630. No. I'm sorry. I don't care what y'all was trying to get accomplished. To me, that was asinine. That was stupid. Tony Schiavone talks to the new Impact World Champion. For those who didn't see Impact on Thursday, like myself, Christian retired the TNA Championship. Mm-hmm. So it's just now Impact. So I'm like, okay, that's cool. Even though, in my opinion, the TNA Championship looks better.
But they're not called TNA. So
you're right. Like, if I was able to get that belt, I would damn sure get that belt.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Yeah. Don Cox interrupts Christian, and he said, nothing's changed just because you won. But he said, look, at All Out, you will not take Kenny's AEW World Championship. You think you're the smartest guy in the room, Don, but you'll always be a corny piece of shit, said Christian Cage. So I was like, okay, we're still going with this All Out matchup here, but yeah, Christian ain't winning that shit at All Out. He's not. We talked a little bit about Dante Martin's performance last week. I had to try to get ready for it. I missed when Dan Lambert came out and he had the whole "Get Off My Lawn" promo.
He had a good promo. Dan, he was a good promo guy.
Yeah, I see.
People around. You know what I'm saying? I heard some people say who is this guy because he's a UFC guy, but nah, he's a good promo guy. That keep him around for promos. But he had two former UFC champions in the ring. The result of this promo I didn't like because he was talking crap Archer came out, and then Scorpio Sky and
Ethan
Ego,
Page.
Ethan Page came out and beat him up, and that was it. And they didn't even. It wasn't like a beatdown. It was like, okay, you know that RDC rep video that they just posted by the Olympics.
Oh yeah, the hood looks the boot. Yeah.
They had the Canada beatdown.
Oh, okay.
So it was like he got up quick. It was like barely hitting him, and that was it.
Wow.
Yeah.
No, he needed that USA beat that with the 2 stomps to the head.
Yeah.
That's me. I'm just saying cause he's like AEW jumped aboard the cancel culture train, and that you millennials love to climb on. One phone call to my good friend Dana White. I was like, well, here go to get off my lawn shit right now. You know how Dana White feels the bullshit. I was just like, well, and glad he stomped his ass out. Tag Team Championships, the Young Bucks taking on the Jurassic Express, Jungle Boy, and Luchasaurus with Margo Stunt. Your boy Don Kai's on commentary for this matchup, and it's a typical Young Bucks style matchup. It's a really good matchup. What was that near fall that they had?
They had 2 close ones.
Yeah.
For Jungle Boy, you talking about the one for Jungle Boy?
Yeah. What was that near fall?
They did their signature and finisher, like where
the more bang for your buck.
No, the Jungle Boy, Luchasaurus does like a back suplex and flips him all the way over and then into a Jungle Boy powerbomb.
Oh, that's dope.
And I thought that was gonna be it. I was like, oh, that might. I thought that was gonna really be it, but it wasn't. They had like very near falls though.
They did, but then Kenny Omega runs down and tries to do the whole steel chair thing like he did last time.
The same thing, like what happened. Yep. And the fact that he stayed because he knew, like, he didn't just straight up walk off like how they did.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
So yeah, I like that.
But then Jungle Boy hit Matt Jackson with a brainbuster onto the chair. That's why I got scared for it. But I was like, oh shit, they may win this. But then Nick Jackson comes in there and breaks
because the chair folded.
Yeah. You think it was over?
I did.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. It really did a good job of getting me on that one. But then the Young Bucks double team Jungle Boy for the BT trigger.
And that's why I was upset. But well, not that day, but I was upset because I was like, why are Jungle Express winning? Well, Jungle Boy is the Shawn Michaels and Luchasaurus is the Genetti at this point.
Mm.
So yeah, I was kind of like, they shouldn't win because that's not what you want to do.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah,
I mean, look, I don't know who's going to eventually take them belts off the Young Bucks. To be honest with you,
probably Luchasaurus. Sorry,
you said Lucha House Party. Yo.
No, I meant Lucha Brothers. They'll probably be them since they haven't really won the belts or anything yet, and they've been there for over a year and a half.
Okay. Tony Schiavone is backstage interviewing Dr. Britt Baker, DMD.
Oh, speaking of Tony Schiavone, bro, was this the Tony Schiavone show or what?
I mean, he was on there like almost every segment.
Yes.
He was on there almost every segment to get the professional feel.
At some points, they was going like from Tony to Tony. They was cutting from Tony Schiavone to Tony Schiavone.
Oh, look. I like Tony Schiavone, so I'm not. If it was Jim Ross, it'd probably be different.
No, I like him, but I'm saying you can't like have a backstage promo and be like, all right, we're gonna send it down to the ring, and then Tony Schiavone's in the ring. Well, thank you, Tony, and then he talks, and then it's a segment. Then we go to commercial. We come back from commercial. Tony Schiavone is interviewing somebody. Then we go to a match, and then after the match, Tony Schiavone is interviewing somebody else. Too many Tonys in this show. I
didn't get a chance to see the the whole promo, but she says, Britt go way back. She's friends asked me to come in. So Red Velvet next week on Dynamite, I dare you step between these ropes and face me, said Jamie Hayter, which is the woman that broke up the whole thing. So she challenged Red Velvet next week.
Yep.
And then also Tony Schiavone introduces Paul White.
Oh.
And Paul White comes out and he says, I gotta be honest, we've been friends a long time. It's an honor to help you.
First of all, the way that he was smiling, he was like, oh, we got somebody here tonight. We got Paul White. He said it like, don't nobody want to hear from Paul White.
No, they don't. And
the fact that this man got the whale.
Oh, you know who else? You know who else they don't want to hear from?
QT Marshall.
QT fucking Marshall, because he gets mad because he chokes him Aaron Solo, but I don't want to forget. I got a huge announcement I'm excited to share with you guys. And Paul White says, "Hey, look, I'm getting back in the ring, and all out, I want a match. Why can't this be a Rampage match at least?
Yeah, seriously, why can't this be a Dynamite match?
Yeah, but
or better yet, a dark match.
QT Marshall taking on Big Show and All Out. Oh, excuse me, Paul White.
See, I think Paul White is trying to do what like Sting and like DDP is doing. Yeah. And they're trying to like take advantage of the young guy. Not take advantage. They're trying to like maybe hide their weaknesses behind the younger guys by getting in a match with them. But what is Big Show? What is like?
Paul
he has
White.
The same style. Whatever. The Giants. Like he has the same style. Put you in the corner, chop you, put you in the head like a whatever, choke slam. Like your match quality. You're not about to start doing drop kicks and all this other stuff. So what's the point of even like? What are you coming back for?
He come back to wrestle. So you know why.
Now I've heard people say like QT is going to hire Shaq. Like not for this match, but he's going to hire Shaq to like somehow beat up Big Show, and we get a Shaq and Big Giant Paul White whatever match.
If we ever get a Shaq and Big Show match, it will be in AEW.
But I'm saying honestly, like if QT, because QT know he's not big enough to beat Paul White, so if he gets a hired gun and hire Shaq, which how can you hire somebody they got way more money than you? But okay, but you know, like if Shaq shows up, I wouldn't be opposed to it. But I just don't want to see QT Marshall in general, but especially versus Paul White.
Look, I don't know why this thing is going to even be a thing. And first of all, it's going to be bad.
Well, yes, QT Marshall and Paul White.
Yeah,
yes,
that's what it's going to be. But I'm just like, oh, why can't this be somewhere else? And first of all, I like the QT. I did like QT selling it when he had to go against the Big Show. Taz is in the ring with his son Hook.
I did, because why are you like? It's the Big Show. Like, why are you acting like he's gonna kill you? Like, you can literally walk around this man, and like it takes this man like 25 years to turn around. I don't know why you acting like
that's the Great Khali.
They showed it before this. Like, you just had like 3 surgeries in the last 18 months to get back in the ring. You're not in ring condition, so it should be easy to beat you. Is what QT was saying.
Gotcha, yeah. Taz in the ring with Hook. They want to welcome the FTW champion Ricky Starks. And Ricky Starks should have mentioned, as everybody knows, that Ricky Starks is for the world. And Brian Cage seems to be he's backstage because it looks like Hobbs is back there beating up. He had a fight with Brian Cage, but then Brian Cage fought back and began to brawl, and then that
whole thing was stupid.
It was like really pointless.
It was like cut the footage, and then we never went back to it.
It wasn't good. But not before taking.
And then who do we cut to?
Who?
Is it not Tony Schiavone next?
No, it's Penelope Ford versus Thunder Rosa.
Oh, okay. It must be after that then. All right. Cool.
After that is when we go to Arn Anderson and Brock Anderson. Yeah.
I knew it was somewhere in there. All right. Well, yeah. I don't know if Penelope Ford forgot her gear. Because she usually don't wear this gear, but
I ain't mad at her.
Yeah, exactly.
I ain't mad at her at all. Once again, she does pretty decent, but obviously we already know what Thunder Rosa is in there doing, what she's capable of doing. Penalty 4 tries to apply the Indian Deathlock. Thunder Rosa counters it.
Also, nice Houston gear by Thunder Rosa too.
Yes. Penalty 4 is laid. Then she applies a submission, and Penalty 4 taps out. So this is the segment we're talking about. Tony Schiavone with Arn Anderson and Brock Anderson.
First of all, why is he still there?
Arn Anderson?
No, Brock.
I don't know. To be real with you, I really don't know. But he said, I got word that my son, who has had a handful of matches, has a match. Handful, bro. A whole hand. 2. Had a whole hand, they said. More like a roll of dice to me. On Dynamite with Malachi Black. He said, I appreciate you trying to get vengeance from me and Cody, but Malachi will hurt you. And he says, Dad, I'm not asking you, I'm telling you this time. I was like,
so, real quick. Last week, Tony Schiavone, they was threatening to beat Tony Schiavone's son. And they had like Tony Schiavone's son was like Goldberg's son age. Tony Schiavone's son looked like he about 40. Like, if you don't start throwing hands for yourself, man, it's like, why are they using these old men's sons as pawns as if they can't fight back? Really? It's like,
I don't know, but I mean, they're not overexposing their older people unless your name is Sting.
No, but I'm saying, like, say Sting's son is like 35, and they say, Sting, we got your son. Sting, like, and my son look like you're 35. Why are they acting like they're like the damsel in distress when they're like they treat them like Kimberly? They can't just do nothing for themselves.
Mm-hmm.
Jeez.
Time for the main event. It's the 5 Labors of Jericho, Chapter 5. MJF taking on the demo guy, Chris Jericho, baby. Jericho is no Judas entrance music or Judas effect. If Jericho uses the Judas effect, he'll be disqualified. Well, Jericho comes out first to an empty arena, but I like how it's amazing how everybody sung the song on cue.
Not at first, but I guess one person started the chant and he just kept going, and they followed his lead.
Yeah,
somebody had to start it.
But I was like, oh,
I thought it was gonna low key get him like countdown on the screen.
Yeah,
and then just don't show the screen, but like 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then because I swear if the crowd would have did the beat too, like the crowd would have did the dun 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 dun. Yeah. Of course, they just started the Judas chant, and then Dasha almost messed it up a little bit. And she was about to say, his intro, and then Jericho was like, "Nah, don't, you don't got to say that. Just let the crowd do what they do."
Oh, exactly. So it was great hearing them all say, especially at the end, Judas is alive. Yeah, so it was great. And then MJF comes out. So this matchup, I would say it was the best out of the Labors of Jericho, which I think really started going down after Nick Gage fight. I was like, well, that Hoovy one just sucked. I'm sorry. And so at one point, MJF was going for his ring, and Jericho was going for Floyd. But then referee does a distracted with MJF, takes his ring, but then Jericho hits him right in the stomach with Floyd, tries to go for a Judas effect, but realizes he can't go for the Judas effect.
How you feel about that?
They couldn't go for the Judas effect?
Yes.
I mean, that's a chicken shit, heel shit thing to do, because
no, I'm saying, how do you feel about Jericho not hitting it?
I'm not mad at it.
I mean, I kind of am, because I'm like, the referee got the back turn. If you're going to use a baseball bat, which is illegal, you might as well just use the illegal move. Like, why would you hit him in the head with a baseball bat, and then be like, should I do this move that's illegal when you already just did something illegal?
Yeah.
I would have just did it. Like, the Jericho thing would have been to do was to just do it.
Well, first I thought it was going to happen all out, but I was like, okay, well, he starts working on the arm, and then he puts him in the salt of the earth, and then all of a sudden, Jericho taps out. I did not... Jericho losing, yeah, but I did not see him tapping out. So I was like, okay. So maybe since he could use the Judas effect now, he will be able to use it back at all out. So that's probably what I'm banking on.
I think all out they do another Pinnacle versus Inner Circle match to end the feud.
Yeah, I think it is time for this feud to move on.
Because they all been feuding with each other, like, individually.
Oh. Okay, well, hey guys, that was AEW Dynamite. So, Prime, in your opinion, which show did better for the week? NXT or AEW?
I mean, neither show really, you know. They both was whatever. But if I had to pick, I would just say neither.
Definitely. Well, guys, if you guys are listening, I picking NXT to win this week. AEW to me felt kind of boring on a lot of spots. But they damn sure made over Rampage tonight. So make sure you guys like, subscribe, and share if you're not listening on YouTube. But if you're listening to the podcast, we're about to move on. But if you're still right here on YouTube, once again, like, subscribe, and share. And once again, it's NC place for children, Mr. A&D, and not Deion Sanders for prime time.
All right, y'all. You know what that means.
And you know what that means. And the Nerd Coalition is out.